Yesterday, my wife did her weekly Costco shop, and being the thoughtful soul she is, she bought me 24 golf balls for $29.99 plus that. That is an exceptional price. In today's video, we're going to talk about just how good these Callaway golf balls are. Can they rival more expensive balls such as the Callaway Chrome Soft, Titleist Pro V1 and TaylorMade TP5? And can we shoot some good scores using these Callaway Hex golf balls? 24 balls for $29.99 plus that is good value in anybody's eyes, not to mention the fact they are one of the world's biggest brands, Callaway. Guys, did I mention these balls also have 5-star reviews and are currently sold out on the Costco website, which must mean one thing: these things are good. Let's test them, don't go anywhere. So guys, when you are shopping in Costco and you do go and get your ketchup, your toilet roll, your toothpaste and everything else, who thinks about buying golf products? Callaway say these have a fantastic soft feel. The soft cover and low compression provide great feel off every shot. Well, we will be the judge of that here on Talking Balls. We're also going to put these on the Golf's on launch monitor to see exactly just what numbers we get with them with a driver. But first shot of the day here with a mid-iron on the par 3. And for me, I'll tell you what, Chris, look at that. Oh, what a start. Now, we don't know what this cover's made of. I'm going to do some research and let you know in this video. For me, that immediately doesn't look like a urethane cover, doesn't feel like a urethane cover. It feels more like an ionomer cover because it's launched so high. If you want a high launching golf ball, that could well be for you. And you could also save yourself a pretty penny. It's actually gone a long way, that as well. I've got a downhill putt, which I didn't really want, but that was bang on line. Chris, how are you this morning?
Very good. It's spitting though this morning.
It is spitting. It's not great weather, but we're due it, I think. Anyway, so I think Costco's biggest problem with these is probably their own ball, the Kirkland ball, because they're still cheaper for 2 dozen. They go for about £1 a ball, and they are a urethane cover.
They are, and they're a 3-piece golf ball, so they're very similar to the Pro V1 as such. Again, very compatible.
So these golf balls are also long off the tee, the improved spin separation, so you can hit longer, straighter shots. It's another fantastic strike. That's all over it as well. Identical for distance, both good shots, but both just a tiny bit long. Have we been caught out there by the balls?
Yeah, it didn't feel like a urethane cover again, but didn't feel too bad. I was able to then launch it low, so it still does it what we want it to do, but maybe not much spin.
So the big elephant in the room here obviously is the value for money. These things are fantastic value for money, and as you'll see on the box, it says that they're long off the tee, it says they have fantastic soft feel and more spin and control. What more do you want from a golf ball? I really do not know. For me, guys, would you use these over a Chrome Soft, over a Pro V1, over a TP5 if you're going to save yourself a bit of money? Funnily enough, they've not stopped fantastically well there. We're a little bit downwind, but we both hit 6-iron. Chris has pitched here and landed up there, and mine pitched a pretty identical distance. I will repair that in just a second, and ran out all the way up there. So I do think personally, with a Pro V1 or a TP5, maybe a Chrome Soft, you're going to get a little bit more control, a little bit more spin. Would you agree?
Yeah, but this might be for the people that obviously have a little bit of a slower club head speed. You're trying to use landing angle more. Again, if you can get this ball launching high, you might get it landing softer and going closer.
Right, I'll let you go because I've got the camera in my hand. I'm actually going to chip that and see if we can get a bit of control and spin. Chris is putting. That's just snagged left off the fringe, didn't it?
Yeah, very interesting putt.
Interesting, Laura did get me a new glove as well.
Oh,
they're the best value by far. If you go and buy gloves from a pro shop, I don't know what you're thinking, because you get like, is it 4 or 3?
4.
4 for like 20 quid.
Bargain.
Right, we're chipping into the wind here, so I would expect to be able to get just a little bit of spin just to keep this ball under control.
Certainly popped up there.
It felt really firm, that. I felt like I played it nicely. Could have checked a little bit more, but landed pretty much on a bit of a slope as well. I'm taking that for the value all day. The big thing here is if you do go and spend the money on these golf balls and save yourself the money, what do you do with that extra money you have potentially in your budget? Do you put it towards green fees, to lessons? And all of a sudden you start to kind of play the game with that ball. If you know that ball's not going to spin as much, that's absolutely fine, as long as you know that and play to the strengths and weaknesses of said golf ball. Right, 2 par putts. Who's going to go one up? Probably me, I'm thinking.
So one thing again with it being a little bit cheaper, not a great alignment aid. Again, very small writing on the hex tour. I did actually find one of these on the golf course a couple of days ago. So somebody here at Waterfront's been shopping at Costco. So, but not great for feedback. You're probably going to have to draw a line on this to get your feedback.
Oh,
but
that's a good
side
point. But then if you think about that, how much was a Sharpie marker? About 99p?
Yeah, so you're still winning even if you get an alignment aid, and even if you get a Sharpie, you're probably still winning with these golf balls.
Right. I thought that might have been given in all honesty, but it does feel quite firm off the putter. That was only a short putt and it did feel a little bit kind of clicky. Is that important to you? Get in the comments below, guys. Have you used these balls? Would you use these balls? And it's actually got a scuff on it already. We only played one hole. That's not ideal either. Right, next hole is driver and it is into the wind. This is going to be very interesting. You can kind of take on this corner a little bit if you've got the cojones.
Yeah, into the wind. Be interested to see how this ball does. It launched too high.
Are you more likely to take on shots with a cheaper golf ball, do you think? Because you're not bothered about losing them as much, or is that a different mindset altogether?
Potentially. I mean, they're working out probably just over £1 a ball.
For a communal. Save that much money on balls, ain't they? Tees.
Yeah, £1 a ball, or just over. You might be more risk-taking than with a £4 odd Pro V1.
I'm taking the risk. I'm going for the corner. That should be perfect, should it?
It could be. Could be too good.
Not heard anything. I think I've taken enough of the corner there. That actually came out quite nice. So I've hit that a little bit high toe, so it will have dropped the spin a little bit. That's probably the perfect strike location for this golf ball. It's launching nice and high, not a lot of spin. It should, hopefully if it's got the ball speed, be quite a long drive that. You going same line or are you more safe?
No, same line, just try and fade it a bit more there.
It's a tiny bit further right.
I've got a little bit too aggressive there. Could be up in the rough.
At least
but launched exactly how we wanted it to. Again, a toey strike. Again, not much spin on it. Launched pretty good. So let's see where they are.
Interesting how it's leaving these marks on the face. You don't see that very often with a golf ball, do you?
No, that is true.
Should come off though. I have gotten away with mine. It's just a little bit tight towards the ditch, but not too bad. Chris's is over in the right-hand rough. Shows you how much of that corner you can take on. Right, we've got a wedge in a hand. How much control can we get? Distance-wise, this isn't too bad. It's not the longest drive I've hit, but we are into the wind today. You've got to take that into account as well. I think getting it out of the toe certainly helped us. Can I keep this ball flight down? No. I mean, it's a good line, but that one's really high in the air. It's actually releasing back, so not too bad. We've not got the control, we've not got the versatility to be able to keep the flight down. But realistically, if you're saving money and hitting shots like that, are you too bothered? Get in the comments below and let us know. From one side of the rough to the other.
Yeah. Not the... Well, it carried a long way, so it's a bit hard. Let's see if we can control this in.
Nice. Look at that. Oh, it's just released out again. We're not getting that element of control, are we?
No, but launched pretty good. Obviously would have sat a little bit shorter. I'm not going to blame the ball, I'm going to blame me.
Oh. Right, I've got a longer putt. Chris, yours is actually quite close. It's just off the green, unfortunately.
Yeah, just bounced around about pin high. We'll look for that in a second.
See how it feels from a long putt. I always struggle with distance control with a firm feeling golf ball just because it really kind of rockets off a little bit for me. That's personal preference. There's no science behind that. Bit of left to right in this. We'll take a par all day from here. Go on then. Go on then. Oh.
It certainly sounds more tinny off your
It
putter.
does, yeah, and I actually got that out the toe as well, so that's not going to help the audio feedback or the feel, but I'm going to take that for distance control all day, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't find it makes as much noise off this putter. Again, the white hot face, it doesn't have much effect. Go.
Oh, it's interesting that, because you've got to almost think, right, have I got soft feeling irons, have I got a soft feeling putter? and have I got a soft feeling golf ball to go with it? That's something which, if you are using really firm irons, really firm putter, really firm wedges, the golf ball's never going to save that feel. But if you are using something soft, then generally you might be okay using a firmer golf ball, like Chris has got the white hot face.
Again, sounds soft even if you do multi-ball. But again, mine pitched there, so came in with some landing angle, stopped pretty quick. I just needed to pitch that a little bit short.
Would you not expect that to, although you're in the rough, weren't you, so it's never going to have too much stop
No,
on it?
in the rough it stopped pretty quick. It stopped more on the landing angle, but we wouldn't get much spin even if it was a Pro V1.
Okay, all pars so far. Guys, I'm going to throw a spanner in the mix. We're going to play a longest drive on this next tee. The longest drive gets one up.
Oh.
Got one hole left, then we're going to go over to Chris's channel, The Everyday Golfer, where you're going to do a bit of short game, Chris, are you, and test these golf balls to see just how they can perform for people around the greens.
Yeah, test it into the greens, test it with putting, but then also test it with test it with the club that everybody wants to see, the driver.
Right guys, so before battle commences here for the long drive, let's jump in the Golf Stand Simulator to see just how far these Callaway golf balls do go. I'm going to call them a Costco golf ball, also because you can buy them from Costco, but you can buy them like Amazon. You can also buy them at kind of Dick's Sporting Goods and places like that. So interesting to see how they do perform, really, for the value for money. That's what the big premise about this video is. Can you get good golf balls for a good price? I think it'd be interesting to test all the golf balls that Costco do and put them together and see just how they all compare. I think the Kirkland would probably come out on top, and it's the cheapest. Right, let's do this. That felt really good. Tiny bit to the left this time. So obviously, rather than just test random numbers with this Callaway golf ball available from Costco, I actually compared it to a Chrome Soft. For me, that's quite a comparable golf ball, and the big thing was the difference in feel and sound. The Callaway golf ball from Costco felt really firm, really hard, but when you start to look at the numbers, you'll see they're actually very similar. For the price point, yes, you are getting a little bit more distance carry with the Chrome Soft, but realistically, if you're saving so much money, is that going to bother you too much? 5 yards? I mean, 8.3 yards total if we're clutching at straws. And then rather than leave it at driver, I thought I'll do exactly the same with an 8 iron, because I really want to see exactly what kind of spin rates we're getting, how they're launching, and how far they can go, because it's really important. That's the exact number I want. I'm hitting an 8 iron here, 151. That's spinning at 6.3, so not a bad spin. Turn that one over a bit. That wasn't a great strike. Can it be consistent though? That's a 145 on a terrible strike. I don't mind that at all. Right, that's the one that I'm really interested in. That's a lovely high cut into that flag. That should be spinning around 7,000. Bang next to the flag, as you can see, 155 again, so very consistent. Spin at 6,000, so quite low again there. Right, that's another one. That's even higher. Definitely launching nice and high, which I think you're going to get from this golf ball. That's going to be one of the characteristics. 154 carry that time. Spinning at 6.8, so spinning at 7,000, so very good. For me, obviously, the ball is only as good as the Pilot, but for that price, I'm not complaining at these numbers with irons at all. And speaking of those numbers, guys, as you can see, again, fairly similar. I'm a huge believer that, to be honest, you need to be some kind of real player to start to see huge differences with golf balls, but then really good players can pretty much play with anything as well. Very similar ball speed, 1 mile an hour in it, very similar spin rates. The only thing I would say is that the Chrome Soft does stop quicker, so there is more of an element of control there, which I have started to see out on the golf course as well. Right, speaking of the golf course, let's get back out there. Long drive competition, the winner of that goes 1 up, and there's 1 hole to play. The scores are all tied. Do not go anywhere, and let us know, would you buy this golf ball? Right, really interesting numbers there on the Golf Stand Simulator. The ball performs pretty good, as we would expect it to. The argument we always have is, how good do you have to be to get a golf ball that performs massively better for you? I think you have to be a very good golfer, probably a professional level, even a tour level. Me and Chris are both PGA pros. Long drive commences up the right with a bit of draw. Oh yeah, just keep drawing. Keep drawing. Tell you what, Chris, that centre stripe. A lot of run on that as well, noticeably.
The rules and regulations didn't stipulate fairway. Could be anywhere down there.
Well, luckily mine is in the fairway, because that is a very good drive for me. I'm going to take that all day. I think that's going to get me 1 up. Great strike.
Again, it's left the mark of destiny.
The toey mark. At least you can sort of see exactly where you're striking them from. Mine was very similar as well, actually.
Consistent is key, but I think that could have snuck you there in the rough.
Oh, I don't know. You're not getting a lot of roll in that rough.
Oh dear.
Guys, comment below. Surely you've got to be in the rough, haven't you? Sorry, you've got to be in the fairway, haven't you?
You've got to be in the rough.
You've got to be in the fairway for a long drive, definitely, 100%, or it don't count.
Can't change the rules.
Right guys, this is the moment of truth. Do me a favour though, hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 250,000 subscribers. I'd love you to be a part of it. Throw a like on this video as well. And comment below, how important is budget for golf ball for you? How important is the value? Do you like to go and get the best kind of cheapest golf ball you can, or do you just go and get the Pro V1 because that's what everyone's done since the dawn of time? I'm really interested to know. Let me know. Look at this for a drive. If I'm hitting a drive like that with a budget golf ball, then I am absolutely buzzing.
Buzzing?
And I think it's fair to say I've done you by about 30 yards there, Chris.
I mean, right to left you've done me by 30 yards. I think front to back we've got a yard in it.
Yeah. One up. One up.
I've got the wrong club here.
Oh, you joke. We're playing for the Bacon Sarnies as well.
Don't know about that. Not now.
You've got to say that when you one up, haven't you? I have to say though, Chris, it's fantastic of you to test these balls so prominently out the rough on every hole, just to make sure people know what they're buying.
We're playing for the muesli anyway, James. We're finely tuned athletes.
Oh, right, okay. Muesli's got sugar in it, you know.
Oh. We're not playing for that then.
Nice. How high's that gone? Yeah, played for a kick. That's a great shot. That is a really, really good golf shot.
Landing soft. Again, if you know what the ball's going to do, you can play to it a little bit. So if you are someone who needs the heights, then it's a fantastic ball, because that's done exactly what you'd expect from a ball that we still don't know the cover, although James might have researched it and put it on screen. But
right, around 130 we're down. I'm going to go gap wedge, expecting this to run out on the fairly dry fairways. Probably draw it in a little bit as well on that wind, which will help.
All combinations of knots going to help it stop.
That'll be good. Come on, that's exactly what we want.
Landing angle, get on the green.
Be good. Sit, sit. Look at that go out.
See ya. Taxi.
I mean, it's middle of the green, but I expected that to not. It landed before the green, didn't it?
Yeah. Into an upslope and still ran on.
That's where you're right saying, oh yeah, guys, you have to be able to know the ball's capabilities and play to them. But that, with a gap wedge, that should be stopping quicker, I think, really. But, right, we're one up, but we're going to have to hold the putt, I think.
Right, so James mentions, obviously, it's ran out, and he wasn't happy with that. But that wouldn't be too far from tour average there, which, yes, he's had to land it short, but he's been able to keep it within a 2-putt range. Hopefully not a 1-putt range.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, from hitting that drive, I'm probably more disappointed that I've smashed the drive so far, got a wedge in and then left myself 30, is this 30 feet, you think?
Yeah, I'd say just inside maybe.
So it's not, I mean, chances of holding this are about probably what, 20%?
If not less.
Or would that be tour?
Probably tour, so 2 putts, I roll it in, all square down the last. You've heard it here first.
Turn, that's not turn, it's going the other way.
Oh dear. I might get away with the dustbin lid in it.
Oh, it slid by. That's a chance for me to claim the match. And I must admit, guys, before I do hold this putt and walk off victorious from the match, it's not a ball that you hit and go, oh, that feels awful, I'm never using that again. I could use this golf ball, definitely. It takes some getting used to. Certainly doesn't feel as soft as a Pro V1, a TP5 or a Chrome Soft. But for the price, you wouldn't expect it to. I don't think you would anticipate that, nor would you anticipate, to be honest, how well it performed inside as well against a more expensive ball. What you would anticipate is Robinson rolling this in to win. Come on. Get in! Guys, that is a victory over Chris here on Talking Balls. Let us know, would you buy the Callaway golf balls from Costco? And go and check out Chris's video over on the Everyday Golfer to see just how these do perform on and around the greens and with every club in your bag. Oh, what a putt!